in this case.
Start over.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to be adding liquid fuel. So kerosene is the most likely fuel that we're going to be using for a rope ignition source. However, in this case, we're going to be using lamp oil as our test fuel. So this is to simulate the idea of dousing the rope structure on playa as opposed to treating the rope before putting it up in the air.
Yeah, I can't really see this at all, but
That's okay.
That's okay. Don't
we
get
can.
embarrassed.
Yeah, you don't really need to see this part.
I just like to see you squirt.
Aww.
Should be bowling
It's all
again.
fun and games until it gets in your eye.
And then it's just fun.
No, and then it's burning. Yeah.
Does it burn? I
Yes.
guess I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely burns. It's a high concentration of salt.
I guess it is a salty surprise.
Yeah.
I love that smell though.
Look at the range of that squirting.
So one thing we note already in the beginning of this test is the application of wet fuel is definitely going to result in some playa surface contamination.
Yep.
There's a fair amount of spill when putting the fuel up there.
It's just hard
More
to
than I
aim.
would have liked to see.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so we're now beginning the ignition.
Ooh, it's going up nice and fast.
We'll be fine.
This is white gas you used?
This is lamp oil.
Oh, lamp oil. Okay.
Liquid paraffin.
Oh yeah.
So as we can see, it has a higher vapor pressure than the solid paraffin and a lower activation energy.
But will it burn itself out before it matters?
That's what we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Science! Can't wait. Gravity.
Oh, the wood's caught on nice.
Oh yeah.
It's just different type of wood.
That's true.
Yeah, it is. This is cedar plank, so
Yeah. Almost feel bad about burning it, but whatever. Yes, I will.
I feel bad about not putting a salmon on it first.
Well, I didn't have mine handy.
Gotta be close to it breaking.
Got to be, you say? Fuck your burn, it says. That shouldn't be on YouTube.
So we're not
Oh.
seeing much in the way of ember transference from the liquid fuel solution, but we are seeing more rigidity in the rope, which is definitely not desirable.
Alright. Yeah. Be nice if it collapsed instead of flail about. So the untreated hemp is broken. Cotton one is cotton broken?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, there goes.
Boo! These guys are not that notable.
What we do see with the application of liquid fuel, if you pan down to the ground, is that most of the rope material was broken down to embers before it fell, which will be good for the pyres after the structure fails.
Yeah. So there aren't whole pieces.
Oh, you guys put the beams on upside down.
Well, let's flip the whole damn thing over then.
We'll fix
Let's start over.
I didn't know.
Cut.
I made a conscious choice. I want a nice flat surface.
it. Unfortunately, the racking security lock feature doesn't work when you turn the beams upside down. So
Oh.
That was our third concern.
Wow.
also wasn't here when you guys did it. So
Right.
You were too busy on the phone with some people.
I write code, okay?
Org or something.
I don't know how to do this stuff.
Didn't you say earlier how many engineers does it take to put it together?
I mean,
Well, I mean, it was together, but. But are you an engineer too?
No.
Oh. What kind of response is that? No.
I'm not one of those people. I have an artistic brain. I'm creative.
Oh, see? That's yeah. I'm the one that engineers a door.
That engineers what? A door. A door?
A door?
As in the thing that you enter and exit from?
no adoration.
Oh, got it.
yeah.
Freak. I'm much more functional. I'd rather engineering a door that you can enter and exit through.
You're like Erlang. You're functional.
Yeah.
That's a software joke, guys. Never mind.
I don't always test my code, but when I do, I test it in production.
That's why we hate you.
The most interesting coder I know.
I'm testing my code on the lower side.
So it's just happy to keep burning.
So it seems like the liquid and solid fuel results are fairly similar.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what we were expecting and predicting.
Yeah.
Even with the use of kerosene, which is a different stage hydrocarbon than the liquid paraffin, I'd still think we'd see a fairly similar result.
Probably does kerosene burn hotter?
Kerosene burns at around the same temperature as lamp oil.
Okay.
But it has a few more volatile compounds in it, so it'll burn for a little bit longer.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be. I don't know. It may not make any difference, but what do I know?
How to write code? Or so you say. Ow.
Trevor, is that like the whole robe? Is that the director's robe?
What?
No, this is the fluffer's robe.
Cut her down.
And we see with agitation that, as predicted, the ember profile is pretty much the same as it is for the dry material.
Yep.
So adding the fuel doesn't seem to make all that much of a difference for ember fall.
It really doesn't seem all that much to me, in general.
No.
I mean, we're not looking at high wind right now, which
No, we do not have a wind variable in this particular case,
Yeah.
except for the occasional agitation and blowing,
yeah,
and the comments from the peanut gallery.
right. But it does do some when you blow on it.
As with the previous 3 tests on this one, I'm just adding extra acceleration in the form of gas to kind of finish this up so we don't end up being here for another 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Are you guys documenting how it collapses, how each one is left on the ground?
Yeah.
How do you know the difference? Since they're all right on top.
So imagine that it's windy.
So you're expecting it to go far, far, far.
So the way that we know the difference between the different tests is that the rope from the previous tests have generally been burnt out by the time the other ropes fall and fail. So
Yeah.
But there's remnants of some things,
Yeah.
and so I don't necessarily know.
And you know what? I would have to add a little side note here. You said contamination of the playa. What have decomposed granite?
Decomposed granite's job is to prevent the playa surface from scarring or firing like clay.
Yeah.
Its job is not to contain or limit fuel or contaminant exposure on the surface of the playa.
Okay, so but if it's
It's not a
paraffin,
chemical shield.
so
Yeah.
it's not thick enough of a layer to
It's
preclude,
a loose,
say, paraffin.
it's a loose porous stone, so if you drop a liquid on it, it'll just trickle through it.
I'm glad I asked this question.
Yeah. It's a good question.
It's actually a pretty terrible question. Why didn't you know that?
And you'd be
you
applying
didn't know that.
the kerosene by spraying it or painting it.
Eliminate.
It looks like,
I'm not
in my
going to the
opinion,
burn
that
now.
if we are applying
Actually,
liquid fuel, we need to come up with a
apparently
really contained way for
That's
do it
it
to the
for me.
rope. Using just a
I don't
simple
believe
squirt
it's
bottle
too
is going to be
stupid,
way
just
too
maybe
messy,
that's what
especially when we're
people
talking
are.
about 100 meter ropes.
Yeah.
We're also talking about a fueling schedule that by the time we fueled one half of the bridge, likely the fuel would have evaporated off the other half. We're
Exactly.
going to be out there all day and dumping fuel.
Oh,
Yep.
that could have gone a lot further.
I don't think that liquid fuel was the solution for this bridge.
I don't think it is. It doesn't seem to be making that much of a difference for burn time or
I
anything
think
like
that
that.
solid fuel treatment of the rigging before we hang it is probably going to be the best way to go to ensure proper acceleration.
Yeah.
And a nice, big, bright, pretty fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any concern about people having an allergic reaction to any of the? No. Okay.
Paraffin is hypoallergenic.
Your face is also hyperallergenic, but sometimes I have an allergic reaction to it.
My face is very much an allergen. There are
How
plenty
does
of people who
paraffin
get
do
rub
in
on
summer
it.
heat over time?
Well, in the playa surface, we're certainly probably going to see some melting that's going to occur with the solid paraffin wax. However, that depends on the level of saturation we do on the rope. Because of the dust of the environment, I think what will happen is some of that will soak up playa, essentially, so we'll get a playa coating on the rope, which will change some of the chemical properties of the fuel over
Yeah.
time. The other concern is that generally we're not supposed to have a preloaded or pre-fueled structure available on the playa before we go. So
Yeah.
we might be violating some rules by having the paraffin treatment on the rope. So we may have to go with dry rope.
Good
Yeah.
thing we got that documented.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Mr. Matches, we got a question over here.
let's wait till after the video is done, unless it's pertaining to the burn test specifically.
It is actually pertaining to the burn test. What
Okay.
if it rains beforehand?
Paraffin is waterproof.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad question either.
So there we go. We can see a fairly high ember footprint coming off
Mhm.
of that when it comes down to the ground. So we're definitely going to see some embers coming from that rope, no matter if it's treated or not.
Yep.
However, if you compare that to plywood or a lot of thinner boards, including the cedar planking that we were burning earlier,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like it's all that terrible.
It really doesn't.
Dave, it's your call.
Yep.
All right, that concludes the test.
Thanks, guys.